Hey folks, welcome to Open's Gaming Den. Today we're unboxing the expansion to the game It's a Wonderful World called Corruption and Ascension. It's a Wonderful World is a card drafting game which I enjoyed quite a bit. I had backed the original Kickstarter for that, and the game came with wonderful components in it. And wonderful artwork on the cards as well. This, on the other hand, is the retail version. So hopefully, if you're picking this up at your local friendly game store, this is the exact component and artwork that you will hopefully expect when you pick that up yourself. So we'll crack into this and see what's inside. I'm expecting generally good quality cards, and I'm excited to try it out. It's a Wonderful World, of course, is designed by Anthony. Sorry, the artwork is done by Anthony Wolf again. Lovely artwork in the original, so hopefully this continues that trend. And the game, of course, is also designed by Frederick Gerard, published by Lucky Duck Games, and in this case, Ori Games and La Boîte de Jeu as well. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing those names correctly. My apologies if I'm not. So let's crack into it and see what it's all about. Now, the front of the box gives out that sort of like that sense of duality that the base game did as well, where you had the economic and the military side of things with the two different character tokens that you had in the other game. So perhaps it looks like they're continuing with that duality theme here as well, but perhaps with two different elements or aspects brought into it. So like generally like the artwork that I see here so far. Side of the box confirms that you can play between 1 to 7 players. I don't remember if the base game went up to 7, but it looks like obviously this one does. Plays in roughly 45 minutes, which sounds similar to what we had in the base one. And of course, you can play this solo as well by the look of things. Looking at the back, we have 4 brand new type of cards: Corruptions, Master Projects, Super Production, and Duo Score. And plays with up to 7 players. So there you go. Nice, exciting. I'm excited to see what's in here. So let's crack into it. And I believe there was a separate Kickstarter run for this one as well. I don't know if there are additional extras that came with that that is not in the retail version. If you know components that might be in there that's not in here, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what they are and what you think about them. So feel free to leave them down as comments at the bottom of the video. But I like the black inside compared to sort of like the blank one. So it's still a nice little touch on the lid. We'll move that to the side. Next up, we have the rules of the game, contents, introductions, new rules. So it looks like there are going to be some rule updates based on the new cards that are getting introduced. You have phases. So you have the setup, draft phase, planning phase, production phase, end of game, rules around the solo mode, 6 and 7 player mode. So that actually might be new for this particular expansion. I think perhaps the base one did not go up to that player count. I could be wrong, but just judging by this one, I think that's basically where it's headed at. There's a scoreboard, I think. We'll find out. Solo scenarios, so it looks like it continues that trend of adding scenarios that you can play with the game, especially if you're playing solo, I guess, which is always nice for those of us who are into the solo game thing. Compatibility with the War and Peace expansion, so it looks like you might be able to combine this with that. So it might be interesting in terms of how the storage solution for this works with the base game, because now it looks like there might be certain things that work with certain other expansions. But it's a problem to figure out once I am able to go through the rules and figure all of that stuff out. For the purposes, of course, of the unboxing, we'll continue powering on. And it looks like we have a bunch of cubes that come with the game. And there are some translucent ones as well as some more solid ones. So we won't look at all of these. Let's maybe just bring out a couple just to get a sense of what they look like. So here we have these cubes. Again, they look nice. I like the finish on it. I think they continue the trend of having pretty solid looking cubes. As exciting as cubes can get, I guess, in a board game, as it were. But they definitely do look and feel nice. on that. So aside from that gray one, you also have blue, red, yellow, green, and these are all that slightly see-through that you can see here on the coloring itself. The gray one is a bit more solid, and this feels like your more traditional, not wooden, of course. None of these are wooden, but this is plastic as well. But it looks functional. We'll just have to figure out how to mesh this together with the base stuff. There's a cardboard punch out. It looks like one of the tokens already decided it wanted to pop out on its own, so that's always a good sign that these are popping out well. And very good thickness. I have to call that out. So very sturdy, very solid. I love the thickness on this. This is definitely above average. And these are punching out well. So the quality on these is A grade, as good as you can expect for, at least as good as what I've seen for most games, and definitely much, much better than average. So that's the cardboard pieces in there. We'll take these out. Now it looks like we get a big chunky, is this? This is not something that opens up. Oh no, wait, it does. Yeah, I thought it looked too thick for it. So let's put it at a distance. So it looks like this is, you're maybe scoring things using a marker, because there's a marker here as well. The base game definitely did not have a scoring sheet. It looks like you're definitely adding a lot more different cards in here. And this might allow you to help, it might just help you sort of like add up the points for the different players in there. So, I mean, at first glance, it looks a little daunting because it looks like you have a lot of different things scoring you points. But the game itself is not that heavy, so hopefully it looks more daunting than it is. And then, of course, you can score for the 7 different players up front, up there, scores for the different kind of cards, and then you add it up at the bottom, like so. And then I think it's the same thing on the other side. It is, so it is dual-sided, and then you have the same thing on the other side as well by the look of things. So perhaps if over time you have a little bit of markings left over on one side, you can flip to the other, and you're good as new at that point. All right, and the thickness on this again is decent. The one thing I'd be curious just to find out is how this fold holds up over a period of time. But again, hopefully it's not really something that you're bringing out again and again. Well, you would with every blade though, wouldn't you? So I don't know, but thickness is not too bad. It does not feel as thick as the cardboard though, which is a little odd. So if I can just compare the difference between these two side by side, I don't know if you can tell or not. This definitely feels thicker than this, which I don't know if that's normal or if that's odd. You tell me, but that's there. And then of course we have the marker. And yeah, pretty standard on that front. And then you have the cards, which is the piece de resistance of this package. And I'm holding it upside down. There we go. I'll maybe start from the back because it looks like there's some starting cards you get in here from this deck. So you have the nations of Oceania. Yeah, double-sided, so asymmetrical from a starting point. And then you have the hegemony of the North. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. But that's there. So these are the two sort of like, I forget what these were called, sort of like the faction cards that you will play with, or character cards that you start the game off with. So you'll only ever have one of these. And then, of course, these are the cards that you're drafting, acquiring, building over the course of the game. So you have Border Patrol, the Crystallium Power Plant, Robot Factory. I'm going to perhaps zoom this up a little bit again. Again, these are large tarot-sized cards. The art book on this, again, looks solid, looks good. I like what I'm seeing so far. Lawless Zone. Occult District, well, hello, Occult. Offshore Lab. Floating Palace, well, gotta get me a room on one of those, I guess, and check it out. Giant Robot, don't want to mess with that. Armored Convoy, Mobile Base, Inquisitors, Raiders. Again, the quality of the artwork generally is good. The card stock is all right. It's not too bad. I think it should hold up well. Again, I have the base game sleeve, so if I want to play this with that, then these are going to get sleeved as well. So it should be okay on that front. But the artwork is definitely something that I'm quite happy with. You can obviously distinguish these expansion cards from the base cards just based on the artwork over here, because I believe the artwork on the base game was different on the back of it. So it's easy for you to differentiate if you ever need to do that. But generally, I like it. I think I'm happy with the artwork that I've seen on it so far. I mean, some of the artwork do repeat, but I believe it did that in the base game as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nice. I'm excited to try it out. And that's the unboxing for It's a Wonderful World, Corruption and Extension. So that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, leave them down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.